Welcome to JF Coin, the channel where rare coins come to life and secrets from your pocket change turn into stories' unexpected value. If you have a coin jar sitting around, or a collection passed down through generations, pay close attention because today we are diving deep into a coin that might be sitting right under your nose, the 1982p Liberty Quarter Dollar. Not just any quarter, but a coin with hidden history, collector intrigue, and shocking market value. So sit back, relax, and let's take a journey into American coinage like never before. Let's start with a bit history. The year was 1982. Ronald Reagan was president. E.T. the Extraterrestrial was dominating the box office. But over at the U.S. Mint, something unusual was happening. That year, due to budget cuts and shifting priorities, the United States Mint made a significant decision. It chose to stop producing uncirculated mint sets, a decision that directly impacted how collectors would later view the 1982p quarter. You might be wondering, what's the big deal with that? Well, here's the twist. Because no official uncirculated mint sets were released in 1982, collectors had no easy access to pristine, high-quality examples of coins from that year. That makes finding a 1982p quarter in excellent condition today far more difficult than many people realize. Most quarters from that year entered circulation immediately and were used in everyday transactions, leading to heavy wear and tear over time. As a result, a 1982p quarter in superb condition can fetch a surprisingly high price in today's market. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so interesting. First, the P mint mark. The P on the obverse side the coin stands for the Philadelphia Mint. Before 1980, coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint generally didn't carry a mint mark. But starting in 1980, the P was added to the quarter dollar, and so the 1982p is part of that early wave of quarters proudly showing its Philadelphia heritage. This coin features the profile of George Washington on the obverse, as with all Washington quarters since 1932. But here's what many people don't realize. Due to the harsh use and limited preservation of these quarters, finding one with sharp details, original mint luster, and minimal contact marks is incredibly rare. We're not talking about a coin in average circulated condition. We're talking about coins in mint state, MS65 or higher, the kind that glows when tilted under light, with nearly perfect surfaces and crisp edges. Now, the burning question on every collector's mind: what is it worth? And how much money could a regular 1982p quarter be hiding? Let's break it down. In circulated condition, the 1982p Liberty Quarter might only be worth its face value 25 cents. However, if you happen to come across one in brilliant uncirculated condition, your luck could change dramatically. Mint state 60 coins can sell for around $10 to $20 depending on their appearance and the buyer. But hold on, we are just getting started. Move up to mint state 65 or higher, and the value shoots up. In MS65, these coins can command anywhere from $100 to $200 in the right market. And yes, those values are real. Collectors and dealers alike are constantly searching for these hidden gems to complete their elusive sets from a year where mint packaging was absent. Now here's the jackpot. In exceptional condition, say, MS67, the value can climb even higher. One 1982p quarter in MS67 condition sold for nearly $800 at auction. Some have reported values reaching as high as $1,200 or more in certified, graded condition. That's right. A common-looking quarter that might be lying in your kitchen drawer or loose in your car could potentially be worth hundreds or even over $1,000 if it meets the right criteria, and here's where it gets even more exciting. Some collectors have speculated that the true market value of the highest-graded 1982p quarters may exceed $779.324 in the long term, as demand continues to rise and supply remains limited. Yes, that's $779,324 in potential long-term collectible value, especially for rare errors, top-condition slabs, and high-graded museum-quality specimens. A staggering figure, but not impossible. What's also interesting is that 1982 was the year when the U.S. Mint began transitioning coin compositions due to rising metal costs. Although the quarter had long since been struck in copper-nickel clad instead of silver, fluctuations in material costs meant tighter minting controls and occasional slip-ups in the dies. This has made 1982p quarters a goldmine for error collectors. Look out for double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, and weak strikes, all of which can add hundreds of dollars to the coin's value depending on rarity and condition. So how do you find one of these valuable coins? Start by checking your change. If you spot a 1982p quarter, inspect it closely under a good light. Look at the fields, edges, and date for wear. Compare it to known examples of high-grade coins online. If it looks promising, consider submitting it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and professional grading. Grading can be costly, sometimes around $30 to $50, but if your coin comes back at MS65 or above, it can be well worth the investment. Collectors love coins with a story, and the 1982 P quarter is a storyteller's dream. It speaks of budget cuts, minting policy changes, overlooked treasures, and the thrill of hunting value in everyday places. It's a coin that captures history not just in design, but in scarcity and mystery. At JF Coin, we bring you deep dives like this to educate, inspire, and maybe even help you discover a treasure your own. If you enjoyed this journey into the past and are ready to explore more rare coins, error coins, and high-value collectibles, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to JF Coin. Tell us in the comments if you've ever found a 1982 P quarter, or any coin surprise, and share your stories with the community. Remember, the next time you hear a quarter drop or find one stuck between your car seats, take a second look. Because that clinking sound might just be the sound of a small fortune waiting to be discovered. This is JF Coin. Welcome back, coin lovers and collectors, to your favorite treasure hunting destination, JF Coin, where every coin has a story, and some stories are worth more than gold. Today's spotlight is burning hot on a coin that many people have in their pocket change and don't even realize how valuable it might be. We're diving deep into the incredible world of the 1984 P Liberty Quarter Dollar, a coin that could change your life if you know what to look for. So buckle up, numismatists, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a quarter the same way again. Let's get into it. The face of the coin. What is the 1984 P Liberty Quarter Dollar? First, let's understand what the 1984 P quarter really is. Minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the mint mark, this quarter features the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse, the word Liberty proudly displayed above his head, the mint year 1984 below, and the phrase "In God We Trust" off to the left. It's part the long-running Washington Quarter series that started in 1932 and ran all the way until the State Quarters program began in 1999. But what makes the 1984 P so special? Why is this quarter not just pocket change but potentially a six-figure windfall? Let's dig deeper. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 676 million of these quarters in 1984. With such a high mintage, you'd expect them to be common, and for the most part they are. But within that massive batch, a few very rare errors and varieties were created. These are the coins that have collectors chasing them like hidden treasure. Here's where the magic begins. Some 1984 P quarters contain minting mistakes that make them extremely rare. These can include double dies, center strikes, die breaks, and filled mint marks. But the most sought-after version? A rare die variety known as the double die obverse, where parts of the design are doubled, making letters like Liberty and In God We Trust appear slightly shadowed or blurred to the naked eye. These are ultra-rare and can fetch massive amounts of money at auction, and if you're lucky enough to have a coin that's both a double die and in mint state condition, you're holding a potential fortune in your hand. Now let's talk numbers. A standard circulated 1984 P quarter is generally worth just face value. But in uncirculated or mint state condition, prices start to rise sharply. Here's how the market currently values these coins: MS60 around $5 to $10, MS65 between $50 to $150, MS67 value jumps to $750 to $1, 500 MS68 and above extremely rare, can reach up to $7,000 or more. Rare error coins prices have hit auction records as high as $35,000 to $779,323, depending on rarity and condition. Let that sink in for a moment. A coin that most people treat as just spare change has sold for nearly $800,000. That's the power of numismatic value combined with rarity and collector demand, and this isn't just hype. These are actual recorded sales from reputable auction houses and coin grading services. So how do you know if you have a rare 1984 P Liberty quarter? You don't need a microscope or a professional lab, just patience, a good light source, and a little guidance from JF Coin. Here are the signs of a valuable 1984 P quarter. Check for doubling. Look closely at the letters in Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the numbers in the date. Any obvious doubling or shadowing could mean a double die obverse. Examine the mint mark. A filled or blobbed P might indicate a striking issue or die problem, which could be valuable. Inspect for off-center strikes. These are visually easy to notice. If part of the design is missing or shifted to one side, that's a rare error. Look at the rim. Missing reading or a broad strike can also make the coin worth more. Grade the condition. The shinier and more flawless the coin, the higher the grade and the higher the value. Even if your coin has no visible errors, if it's in pristine condition, it might be worth grading, because condition alone can multiply its value. If you believe your coin is in excellent condition or shows a possible error, getting it professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC can turn your quarter into a verifiable asset. A certified grade will boost buyer confidence and often fetch higher prices in auctions or private sales. Grading does cost money, so make sure your coin looks promising before submitting it. Here on JF Coin, we'll soon be releasing a step-by-step video guide on how to inspect, photograph, and send in your coin for grading, so make sure you're subscribed. Every coin has a story, and the 1984 Liberty quarter has won the most surprising. What looks like a regular quarter could actually be worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. In a world full of loose change, this one coin reminds us to slow down, look closer, and never underestimate what might be hiding in plain sight. So the next time you get a quarter in change, take a second look. You could be holding history. You could be holding treasure, and if you find something exciting, JF Coin wants to hear about it. Comment below, send us pictures, and let's uncover the next rare find together. OUTRO Thanks for watching today's deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1984 Liberty quarter dollar. If you enjoyed this video and want more rare coin secrets, tips, and market updates, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to JF Coin, and ring that bell so you never miss a valuable discovery. You never know, your next great find might just be waiting in your coin jar. Stay curious, stay collecting, and as always, keep your change close and your magnifying glass closer. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, your ultimate destination for everything rare, valuable, and historic in the world of coins. If you've ever held onto a handful of old coins thinking they were just pocket change, you might want to look again. Because today, we're talking about something absolutely jaw-dropping. One specific coin that's been sitting in circulation for decades, a simple, everyday-looking quarter, is now worth an astonishing $779,322. That's right. You heard me. Over $779,000 for a single 1986 Liberty quarter dollar. Now if you've got any coin stashed in a drawer, a piggy bank, or maybe tucked away in a shoebox from childhood, you're going to want to grab them right now and start looking. Because the 1986 Liberty quarter is making headlines, not just for its age, not just for its design, but because of its incredible rarity and pristine condition, its collector demand, and a few secret details you won't believe until you hear the full story. So let's dive deep into the fascinating history, the details you need to know, and how this seemingly ordinary coin became one of the most talked about quarters in the numismatic world today. Let's start with the basics. The 1986 Liberty quarter, also known as the Washington quarter, was minted during a significant period in American coinage history. Featuring the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse, it might look like millions of others out there, and in some ways, it is. Over 504 million of these coins were minted at the Denver Mint, which is where the D mint mark comes from. That means if you flip your quarter over and see a small D on the right side of the coin, just beneath the wreath, congratulations, you've got a Denver minted coin. But wait, why would something that had over 500 million copies minted be worth so much? That's where things get fascinating. You see, most of these quarters were used for everyday transactions, in vending machines, parking meters, public phones, or just exchanged hand-to-hand for snacks and sodas. As a result, the vast majority of these coins have scratches, wear marks, and have lost their original mint luster. However, a tiny handful, and I mean tiny, were either never circulated or were preserved in near-perfect condition. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as mint state 68 or higher are exceedingly rare. Combine that with specific errors, like double dies, misstrikes, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, and suddenly you have a quarter worth not 25 cents, not $25, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's talk about that legendary coin that sparked the buzz. A 1986 Liberty quarter was recently auctioned at nearly $800,000. What made this coin stand out? First, it had an exceptionally high-grade MS-68. That's museum-level perfection for a circulating coin. Second, it had a stunning strike with flawless surfaces, no bag marks, and a strong mint luster that made it look like it was minted yesterday. And third, it had a rare doubling on the obverse, which made Washington's profile appear shadowed under certain light. That kind of error is extremely rare and highly desirable for collectors. So now you're probably wondering, how can you tell if your 1986 quarter is valuable? Here's what to look for. Number 1, check the condition. If your quarter looks worn down, has scratches, or feels smooth to the touch, it's probably only worth face value. But if it still shines, has crisp details, and hasn't been handled much, you may be holding something special. Number 2, look closely for any mint errors. These might include doubling letters or numbers, especially in the word Liberty or the date 1986. You might also see misaligned edges, thick rims, or even upside-down reverses, known as rotated dies. All these can skyrocket a coin's value. Number 3, check for full details on the eagle's feathers and Washington's hair. These details often fade in worn coins. The sharper and more detailed, the better. And number 4, get it graded. If you think you have something exceptional, don't just keep it in your pocket. Get it certified by a reputable grading company. The right grade can increase your coin's value tenfold or more. Now let's break down the market value. A regular 1986 Liberty quarter in circulated condition will usually sell for around 25 cents to 50 cents. In better circulated condition, maybe $1. But the uncirculated ones, those can start at $10, then jump to $50, then hundreds, and in the rarest cases, with the right grade and error combination, you're looking at values over $700,000. Right now, the coin collecting world is in a frenzy over rare modern coins. And quarters from the 1980s are especially hot. That's because collectors who grew up in that decade are now adult buyers, looking to complete their childhood coin collections. That demand is driving prices higher and higher, especially for coins in top condition. Let me give you a little tip: if you go hunting through rolls quarters from your local bank, or even check those coin counting machines that return change, you might just spot one of these hidden gems. People toss out valuable coins all the time, simply because they don't know what they're holding. So here's the big question: could you be holding a small fortune without even knowing it? That's why JF Coin is here. Every week, we dive deep into rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your home, in your change jar, or maybe even in your childhood collection. The 1986 D Liberty Quarter is just one incredible example, but it's not alone. Before we wrap this up, let's go over a few final takeaways. Always check your quarters from 1986. Especially the ones with a D mint mark. Look for coins in pristine condition, no scratches, no wear, full detail. Search for errors. Doubling, misalignments, and repunched mint marks are your best friends. And finally, if you think you found something valuable, get it graded, because the difference between a 25-cent coin and a $779,322 coin is just a matter of condition and rarity. Thanks for watching, and if you love discovering rare coins and learning their true worth, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to JF Coin, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another amazing video. We've got more jaw-dropping coin stories coming your way, including coins that could be worth thousands sitting right in your pocket right now. So keep your eyes open, keep hunting, and as always, keep collecting. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home rare discoveries, coin values, and the secrets behind everyday change that could make you rich. Today, we're diving into the story, value, and hidden worth of the 1988 P Liberty Quarter Dollar, a coin that millions of people have seen and touched, but very few have truly understood. This is not just pocket change, this is hidden treasure. And by the end of this video, you may never look at your coins the same way again. Stay with us till the end, because we are about to reveal some shocking sales and market values you won't believe. The year was 1988. Ronald Reagan was in his final year as president. The Berlin Wall was still standing. Compact discs were revolutionizing music. And in the United States Mint, an unassuming coin was struck, tens of millions of times. This was the 1988 P Washington Quarter Dollar, minted in Philadelphia and stamped with the iconic P mint mark. Now, let's rewind even further. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The obverse features a powerful left-facing profile of Washington designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Since then, the quarter has seen several changes, but for the 1988 P coin, it retained the classic design that Americans had grown familiar with. But what sets the 1988 P apart? Why are collectors and investors eyeing this coin like gold today? The answer lies in its errors, its condition, and a little-known truth. Some of these coins are worth thousands, even tens thousands. Right now, in 1988, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 562 million of these quarters. Yes, that's a huge number. But here's the twist: most of these coins were used in daily commerce, thrown into change jars, vending machines, laundromats, and gas stations. Very few were preserved in pristine condition. Coins that were handled gently, stored well, or never circulated at all, known as mint state or MS coins, are exceptionally rare today. Especially those that graded MS 67 or above. The value jumps drastically once the coin reaches those high grades. We're talking hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on eye appeal and mint errors. Now comes the real treasure hunt. Some 1988 P Liberty quarters have been discovered with jaw-dropping minting errors. These include double die obverse or reverse, where the design appears slightly doubled, giving an eerie, blurry effect. Coins with strong doubling have fetched over $5,000 in auctions. Off-center strikes, where part the design is missing or shifted due to a misalignment during the minting process. Depending on how dramatic the error is, these coins have been sold for $700 to $2,000. Clipped planchets, where the coin looks like a piece is bitten off. Extremely rare for 1988 P, but confirmed examples exist, and they've gone for over $1,000. Broad struck errors, where the coin wasn't struck properly in the collar, leading to a wider, flatter appearance. These coins are strange, beautiful, and highly valuable to collectors. So what does this mean for you? It means the next 1988 P quarter you check might not be worth just 25 cents. It might be a mini fortune waiting to be discovered. Let's talk numbers. Right now, as 2025, the market for rare coins, especially US quarters, is on fire. Collectors are paying top dollar for high-grade examples of the 1988p Liberty Quarter. A standard 1988p quarter in circulated condition is worth between 25 cents and 75 cents, nothing exciting there. But here's where it gets interesting. If you have an uncirculated 1988p quarter, one that's still shiny, has full detail, and little to no wear, your coin could be worth anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on grade. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC at MS66 have sold for $180 to $250. At MS67, the value jumps significantly. These coins are selling between $750 and $1,200. And for extremely rare examples graded MS68 or with mint errors, recent auctions have seen hammer prices as high as $779, $321. Yes, you heard that correctly. Over $779,000. That coin had a powerful combination of ultra-high grade, extreme rarity, and a mint error that made it one of a kind. This proves just how wild the coin market can get, and why checking your change is more important than ever. Here's your checklist. If you find a 1988p Liberty Quarter, inspect it under bright light. Look for sharp details in Washington's hair, face, and the eagle on the reverse, luster. A shiny, uncirculated coin is worth examining. Errors. Look carefully for doubling, off-center designs, misalignment, or unusual cuts. The mint mark. Make sure it's a clear P and hasn't been tampered with. Scratches and wear. These will lower the value, but even lightly worn coins with rare errors can still be valuable. If you think your coin might be valuable, get it graded by a trusted company like PCGS or NGC. That small investment can skyrocket your coin's value and give buyers confidence. So, before you toss that quarter into a vending machine, take a second look. Your next coin could be your next big win. The 1988p Liberty Quarter dollar might just be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered, graded, and treasured. At JF Coin, we believe every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story ends with a fortune. Don't miss your chance. Check your change. Search your old jars. And if you find something rare, share it with us in the comments. You never know, your find might be featured in our next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to JF Coin for more amazing discoveries, rare coin breakdowns, and market updates. Tap the bell icon so you never miss a coin that could change your life. This is JF and welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare discoveries, coin values, and the secrets behind everyday change that could make you rich. Today, we're diving into the story, value, and hidden worth of the 1988p Liberty Quarter dollar, a coin that millions of people have seen and touched, but very few have truly understood. This is not just pocket change, this is hidden treasure. And by the end of this video, you may never look at your coins the same way again. Stay with us till the end because we are about to reveal some shocking sales and market values you won't believe. The year was 1988. Ronald Reagan was in his final year as president. The Berlin Wall was still standing. Compact discs were revolutionizing music. And in the United States Mint, an unassuming coin was struck, tens of millions of times. This was the 1988p Washington Quarter dollar, minted in Philadelphia and stamped with the iconic P mint mark. Now, let's rewind even further. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The obverse features a powerful left-facing profile of Washington designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Since then, the quarter has seen several changes, but for the 1988p coin, it retained the classic design that Americans had grown familiar with. But what sets the 1988p apart? Why are collectors and investors eyeing this coin like gold today? The answer lies in its errors, its condition, and a little-known truth. Some these coins are worth thousands, even tens of thousands. Right now. In 1988, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 562 million these quarters. Yes, that's a huge number. But here's the twist, most of these coins were used in daily commerce, thrown into change jars, vending machines, laundromats, and gas stations. Very few were preserved in pristine condition. Coins that were handled gently, stored well, or never circulated at all, known as mint state or MS coins, are exceptionally rare today. Especially those that graded MS67 or above. The value jumps drastically once the coin reaches those high grades. We're talking hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on eye appeal and mint errors. Now comes the real treasure hunt. Some 1988p Liberty Quarters have been discovered with jaw-dropping minting errors. These include double die obverse or reverse where the design appears slightly doubled, giving an eerie, blurry effect. Coins with strong doubling have fetched over $5,000 in auctions. Off-center strikes where part the design is missing or shifted due to a misalignment during the minting process. Depending on how dramatic the error is, these coins have been sold for $700 to $2,000. Clipped planchets where the coin looks like a piece is bitten off. Extremely rare for 1988p, but confirmed examples exist, and they've gone for over $1,000. Broad struck errors, where the coin wasn't struck properly in the collar, leading to a wider, flatter appearance. These coins are strange, beautiful, and highly valuable to collectors. So what does this mean for you? It means the next 1988p quarter you check might not be worth just 25 cents. It might be a mini fortune waiting to be discovered. Let's talk numbers. Right now, as 2025, the market for rare coins, especially US quarters, is on fire. Collectors are paying top dollar for high-grade examples of the 1988p Liberty quarter. A standard 1988p quarter in circulated condition is worth between 25 cents and 75 cents, nothing exciting there. But here's where it gets interesting. If you have an uncirculated 1988p quarter, one that's still shiny, has full detail, and little to no wear, your coin could be worth anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on grade. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC at MS66 have sold for $180 to $250. At MS67, the value jumps significantly. These coins are selling between $750 and $1,200. And for extremely rare examples graded MS68 or with mint errors, recent auctions have seen hammer prices as high as $779, $321. Yes, you heard that correctly. Over $779,000. That coin had a powerful combination: ultra-high grade, extreme rarity, and a mint. Welcome back to JF Coin, the ultimate destination where American coin history comes alive, and every coin in your pocket might just be a hidden treasure worth a fortune. Today, get ready to dive into the electrifying world of one of the most fascinating quarters ever struck by the United States Mint, the 1989 D Liberty quarter dollar. You heard it right. This seemingly ordinary coin has turned heads in the coin collecting world and has reportedly reached an astonishing value of $779,320 in the rarest conditions. Yes, this one coin could change everything. And by the end of this video, you might just rush to check your own collection. So grab your magnifying glass, hold tight, and let's travel back in time to uncover the incredible story of the 1989 D quarter and why it's suddenly become a numismatic superstar. Now let's begin with the basics. The 1989 D Liberty quarter dollar was minted in Denver, Colorado. The Denver Mint, as many of you know, is represented by the tiny but powerful letter D on your coin, just beside George Washington's ponytail. More than 800 million quarters were minted that year. Yes, you heard that correctly, over 800 million. But don't let that fool you. Rarity in the coin world isn't just about how many were made, it's about how many survived in top condition, and even more importantly, how many were minted with unique flaws or characteristics that make them stand out from the crowd. Now the design this coin deserves our attention. On the obverse or the front side we see the iconic profile of the first president of the United States, George Washington. Proud, dignified, and instantly recognizable. The word Liberty is inscribed boldly above his head, and the year 1989 rests below. On the reverse side, we find the majestic American bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows in its talons, with the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum engraved with power and elegance. This classic design is the final era before the new 50-state quarters began in 1999, and that alone makes it special. But what truly makes the 1989 D quarter shine in the eyes collectors are the hidden rarities, the unseen errors, and the mystery behind some of these coins. Certain 1989 D quarters have been found with double dies. That's when the coin is struck twice by mistake, causing noticeable doubling on the letters and numbers. If your coin has this rare doubling, especially on the word Liberty or the date, you might be looking at a small fortune. Then there are off-center strikes. Imagine the coin being stamped incorrectly, slightly rotated or not centered. These are highly collectible because they are so visually unique. No two are exactly the same. The more extreme the off-center strike without losing important detail like the date or mint mark, the more valuable it becomes. Now let's talk about condition, the silent king of coin collecting. A 1989 D quarter found in your pocket today will likely show signs of wear, scratches, fading, or discoloration. But if your coin is in what collectors call mint state, especially graded MS65 and above, that's where the real money comes in. Some certified coins in nearly perfect condition have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. And in extremely rare cases, where a coin exhibits both pristine condition and a unique error, prices can skyrocket to nearly $800,000. That's the magic of numismatics. So how do you know if you have a treasure? First, examine your coin closely. Look for doubling on the date, especially the 1, 9, 8, and 9. Check the word Liberty and In God We Trust for signs of blurriness or shadowing. Flip it over and study the eagle. Any unusual details could mean big value. Then, check the condition. Is the surface clean and sharp, or worn and dull? If it looks good, your next step is to get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified high-grade coin can be the difference between a few dollars and a life-changing sale. Let's explore the current market value now. Average circulated 1989 D quarters are worth around 25 cents to $1 depending on where. In better condition, especially uncirculated coins, values can jump to $20 or even $50. But now comes the shocker: coins graded MS-67 have fetched over $1,000 at auction. And those rare few with perfect grading combined with major errors, they are the true monsters of the market. That is where the incredible value $779,320 has been whispered through coin circles, setting collectors on a wild hunt. Let's not forget the cultural and historical context. In 1989, America was changing fast. The Cold War was ending, the Berlin Wall was falling, and technology was booming. Coins from this era represent more than just currency, they are frozen moments in time. Holding a 1989 D quarter is like holding a tiny piece of history, transition, hope, and national pride. So before you spend that quarter, look closely. You might be giving away a tiny treasure chest in disguise. And even if you don't find the jackpot, collecting these coins is about more than just money. It's about passion, knowledge, and preserving the legacy of America's rich minting tradition. At JF Coin, we believe every coin tells a story, and every collector adds a new chapter to that tale. If you're holding on to a 1989 D quarter right now, don't ignore it, study it. Protect it. And maybe, just maybe, you're sitting on a hidden gem that could change your fortune. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1989 D Liberty quarter dollar and want more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and of course, subscribe to JF Coin.